It is a world of darkness, and the warriors of Gaia fight over the fate of the world against their enemy, the cosmic force of entropy and corruption, the Wyrm. Unbeknownst to mankind, they wage a war against the coming apocalypse, with new cubs taking up the cause to fight with fang, clave, and gun and claw. They give the Wyrm no quarter. They give it only rage.
Perhaps to everyone's surprise, Snarls, followed by Darren, followed by Dave, followed by Tara. D, more or less, just looking around and then seeing the pack moving all distinctly in one direction, chases after them. Sees that you all come to the same house, Snarls catching the woman's scent, Darren seeing a woman's name on the front mailbox, as well as an envelope with the diner's name on it. Dave, seeing that all the windows are drawn closed, and save for one in the second story. And Tara just gets a feeling.
I'm gonna lead the group around back to the backyard, where it'll draw less attention.
I will say that you find the back door unlocked. And when you make your way upstairs, looking through the house, you will find a young boy, only 8 years old. He's shaking and sweating profusely, furiously sweating. A green mucus coming from his pores as he trembles in his bed with his eyes occasionally opening and rolled back into his head. This is the boy being slowly eaten by the Bane, his soul not yet consumed. Once you have stepped out of the child's room, removed your vestments and stepped sideways.
I got a rolling pin from the kitchen first.
Oh, come on.
I've never killed the Bane before. I'm doing what I know.
My character isn't gonna wait for you to find a rolling pin. She's going for it.
I have a question. Actually, no, more like an order. Wait, shouldn't we cover the exit so that thing can't get away?
Just go for it, my guy.
Really?
My character doesn't want to wait anymore. Let's go for it.
There's 5 Garou versus 1 Bane Spirit. I think it's not getting away.
Yeah, and it's weak. Let's be real.
Anywhooser. Roll initiative, because the moment you enter the room, claws, teeth, and eyes glaring for this thing's existence, immediately it releases its hold from the child, and it wants to run away. Tara, the first one to see the Bane attempting to flee, immediately, talons drawn, a red streak of fur moving to confront. It is a almost copy-paste of the child, though sunken and gone, almost skeletal and emaciated, with green liquid pouring from its hollow eyes and mouth, and its entire body this yellow and blackish dust that seems to chip away and fade into a fine powder at the same time.
I want to grab it, like just pounce on it, grab it, and try to fucking rip its head off with my, teeth.
Moving through the room, it is a genuine blur of motion. Just this red streak before it topples the Bane off of the vacant bed and onto the ground, her jaw snapping down on its skull as it produces an unaudible screech. You can feel your jaws clench and bite down, cracking through the surface of its face. You can feel the Bane then moving beneath you as it gets ready to retaliate. Enter into the room, each coming with it, ready for your own confrontation with this thing, as it jostles Tara's ribs, but manages to do nothing more than produce a deep growl from her as she slams down her hands on its chest, pinning it to the floor.
Could I, like, rip its legs off with, like, my mouth so I can't run away?
Taking one of its ankles in its mouth, despite how thin it is, it's like a tough piece of meat as you bite and pull, cracking almost like hard flesh that's been burnt and has to peel off. D, your pack is suitably, viciously ripping this Bane to pieces.
Well, there is another leg of which I can grab onto, correct?
Yes.
Ah, wonderful. I'm going to walk up to it, wrap my claws around it like I'm screwing on some kind of pipe, so I get a nice firm grip into its spiritual flesh. And with one of my feet on its hip, I am going to rip that thing off.
As you grasp hold of its emaciated leg and foot and pull, you feel it budge, but the leg stays firm, bending back as you play tug of war with it.
I'm going to try to pin its left arm down while yanking at it.
This is literally about to become we're going to tie a part of you to a horse and a part of you to a car and fall. In this case, Tara is the car. Just don't tell her I said that. I don't want her to think I called her fat.
Ow.
Oh.
What the hell? Ah.
As you grasp at its hand, it wraps its entire hand around your wrist and twists sharply. Roll to soak.
Oh, God.
Twisting your wrist, you hear a pop in your forearm as it rolls you to your right into Tara. The two of you making contact. Tara,
I'm not budging.
roll your stamina and brawl to see if you can just stay in place as this thing uses your buddy to hit you.
I swear to God, man.
You are knocked clean off of the Bane as both of you go tumbling into the wall, striking it with such force that the physical world would not be able to withstand. As it is, the house endures with a groan, the walls bulging outward in the entire room before resetting themselves instantaneously back into their rigid place.
I'm gonna cry out, Darren, help!
Darren, be the Aru.
Yes. Is it still on the ground, or is it like up somewhat?
It's somewhat. I think it's pinned by
It's
two people.
somewhat up now. Effectively, its lower half is on the ground, yet in its freakishly skinny form, it's a third of its upper body has reached up in seconds to a semi-upright position.
Does it have bones that I can sharpen my claws in?
Maybe. One way to find out.
Yes, there is. I'm gonna sharpen my claws ferociously into, like, just scraping down from its head down to just where I can't hit my other packmate holding its legs.
Strength and brawl.
Yes. Yes.
The snarls, you hear a crunch as the wood beams bend beneath Darren as he leaps over you, his knees brought up to his waist. He slams his feet down onto the Bane Spirit pelvic region, crumpling its midsection downward. As his hand seizes its head, he rakes his claws down its flesh, from the top of its head down to its upper ribs. Its blood, black and green, begins to seep from the deep wounds inflicted.
I have a question. Would it take up my turn if I were to use my 2 dots in Ancestors to try and heighten one of my abilities? Can I spend Rage?
Yeah, spend a point of rage and commune with your ancestors. Ask them for guidance on blank.
Roll.
One of your ancestors hears your call, and you can feel the spiritual shillelagh that he carries in his hand as you feel his spirit subsume and guide you. Time to whack a bitch. So, how do you proceed to play whack-a-mole with a Bane spirit?
Okay, so who's on what with Bane?
Its legs are being held by D and Snarls. Darren is pretty much crushing its pelvic region, while raking his claws down its body, over its bones beneath the thin layer of not skin, yet quite kind of skin. While its black, inky, ichorish blood mixes with the green ooze and mucus. Oh, yeah. And, Dave is lying on the ground next to where you are.
Sucks to suck.
Fuck off.
So, Dave, do get a point of rage back from that slightly humiliating game of whack-a-mole that played with you.
I want to. Would it be 2 actions if I were to say I wanted to pounce on it again, like 1 foot basically coming down and crushing its arm, and then like swinging my claws for its throat?
Yes, you might have to split your dice pool.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go for the throat, pounce on it and go for the throat.
Alright. Go ahead and strength and brawl. Ooh. Darren, just as you pull your claws up, seeing the wicked gleam of them covered in the ickish blood of the Bane, you see Tara land in front of you. The Bane once again shoved in full down to the ground as she rakes her claws through its throat. You can all hear the spatter of black ichor striking the wall and painting the ground beneath it. The Bane spirit, jerking its midsection upward, twists its body almost in a complete knot as it tries to shake free those holding it. Tara is immediately knocked off, skidding to the side, knocking into the side of the bed. It swerves to the other side of the room, the corner post striking the wall as Tara is forced to lean against the mattress, not to fall completely. Darren is nudged, but refuses to move. Whereas D takes a slight jab in the shoulder from its foot kicking, but nothing else than that. Snarls, he doesn't even feel it. The Bane then, rising upward, strikes with one hand out for Darren, the other one whipping up and around, coming down for Tara's leg.
So it's just whipping, this like flailing arms at me, yeah?
No, its hand is closed like a knife.
Oh.
I want to, like, duck down and scrape my now sharpened claws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to, like, dodge to the side, still, like, on it, and, in the same motion, scrape my talons down its hand to its shoulder.
That will require a raid.
Beautiful.
So first, Dex and Athletics. Meanwhile, Tara, what are you doing?
Tara's gonna dodge.
Dex and Athletics. Both of you glide with the skills taught to you by your tribes as the Bane lashes for both, missing in both accords. The hand striking the ground where Tara would have been smacking one of the boards so it snaps clean in half. Whereas the other one whiffs past Darren as he strength and brawl. horrible gasp seems to fill the room as upward projecting from its mouth, ichorish blood spews as the green mucus clings to Darren's claws as he rakes it up, entrails slipping out and splatting blood as he pulls the claws up, cracking through one of its ribs. You can say it felt that.
Cool. Is this leg that I've got my mouth on still, like, on as well?
I'm guessing you want to change that.
Yeah, I want to rip it off.
Snarls, you know what, D, both of you roll strength and brawl.
Alright, I'd like to say that if I'm ripping off its legs, I'm readjusting my hand to get right up to the top where the tip of the top of the leg bone meets the pelvis that's now crushed. And gonna try and wrap my hand around top it to give me even more pull.
Meanwhile, Snarls would do it more beastly. In the same area he did it before, just tearing almost slightly recklessly.
Distinct tear as pulled needily from the socket. The one leg is pulled free from Snarls. The other leg is popped off, cracking violently by D. Dave, this thing now limply, practically waiting for execution. And after that swatting it gave you, you wouldn't mind returning the favor.
As I get up, I grunt. Still think we could take a swarm of these things? As I walk over. Is anyone grabbing onto its head at the moment?
Not particularly.
Can I spend rage?
Yes?
I'm going to grab both sides of its head and start pulling.
Strength and brawl. You grab and twist that thing off like popping the cork out of a champagne bottle. At once, as you pull it free, its flesh rises, ballooning outward before cracking inward violently in quick jerks as it melts, simultaneously burning away ash soot, collapsing in on itself before spreading out as a thick, Parrish mud.
Oh, thank God.
Would there be a way to get rid of the remnants of the beast?
Not particularly, unless you can find a glen within the Umbra to wash off.
No, fuck that. There's no downside to being covered in its blood, right?
Not really. I mean, other than you have worm juice all over you.
And there's no downside to leaving the remnants on the floor here.
It's in the Umbra.
Oh, wait. So if we go back to, like, the physical world, we'll still be covered in this stuff?
Yes.
Oh.
You wonder how much she would mind if you borrowed her shower.
You know...
I would probably... I don't know about that one.
I mean, we did her a service. The least she can do is give us her shower.
And maybe some extra kids. Anyway.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
Dave makes a mental note of
I only want wolves.
Shush.
The Bane destroyed. You have fought the worm where it breeds. And the child on the other side, in the real physical world, now breathes and sleeps peacefully.
Oh, I guess Uli didn't need the tree.
That shit was kind of fun, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, quiet, the kid's sleeping.
Oh,
I whisper in my breath, under my breath. That was fun? Yeah, you weren't ragdoll.
No. Darren just grins at him. I wasn't. Anyway, someone keep a lookout. I'm gonna shower.
I'll watch the kid.
Yeah.
As
Great.
all of this happens, Tara is just silently, looking back towards the room that they fought the Bane in.
In the reality of things, in the physical world, there is no evidence of the fight which just took place. No evidence of the heroism you showed. No evidence of violence which happened. The child sleeps blissfully unaware.
I look to everyone and ask, you think that's enough to get us to speak to the Wendigos without being killed on sight?
I got proof.
I think we're covered in it.
Might be true. Might be proof enough. If we can get to him.
I wouldn't risk it. Plus, we've got other things to do.
Yeah, we need more proof. Still, that fight, I think it kind of proves we're not ready to take on a swarm of those things just yet.
Also, when I'm done with my shower, I'm going to clean everything so there's no trace of the ichor.
Meanwhile, Snarls would be completely quiet, just watching the child and every now and then looking at the windows which are boarded up. Completely silent.
Once you are all cleaned, groomed, and ready, where is it that the pack goes next?
I'm gonna go downstairs to the fridge. Do they have any? Do they have any soda in the fridge?
No.
Shit.
I still kind of want to find where that truck came. Because if there is like some sort of, I don't know, warehouse, then maybe we might find something on the operation there. When it comes to Grand Enterprise and Omnicron Oil, they're both working together on the mine thing. We could take a look at the mine first.
Got plenty of time.
Off to the mines then.
Everybody please roll a Dex and Stealth. Let's just say when you creep up to the site of the mine, this is what you see. And that's where we will end.